Hey guys, how you doing? This is Manga etc. and I'm here to bring a review for My Hero Academia Manga chapter 194. So I'm just going to talk about a few key points and this will be done. So as we see within the chapter, Deku tells All Might about the dream that he has, and basically during this time I really found that All Might was somewhat useless. He couldn't really answer Deku's questions, about him being interacting with the first within the stream. But all Might says is that yeah, this didn't happen to me, and as far as I know, this hasn't happened to anybody else. So this might be just you. We also don't know if the stream is being affected because of you or no outside forces. I personally don't think it's an outside force. If But if it is going to be an outside force, it's obviously coming from All for One, and that got me thinking, why would All for One want Deku to see the stream? And then I came to the realization just now, actually, that maybe it could be All for One, and he is showing Deku the stream in an attempt to get Deku to join his side. But no, that's where the thought stops, because I don't see why he would want Deku on his side, where he has Mr. Hand on Face, who like who is his protege. He's working on him to develop him to be the next big bad. So I don't see why he would want Deku on his side. It was during the scene though that I did think All might be holding back on what he knows. We did have him having a little thinking moment about his master, and he was kind of like, oh yeah, so what else happened to Deku when he got back into the swing of things, where Deku was like, all might. I do think this is like I do think the likelihood of this is small, and I'd be more willing to invest in this likelihood if there was like a shot of All Might thinking at the very end of the scene. So that is something that is there, but I don't think it's very likely at this present moment in time. Also, the last thing I want to talk about involving this stream is the whole fact that Deku can't see all of them. He can't see two of them at all. And it is mentioned that All Might is blurry within this vision. And it just got me thinking, why are two of them just not visible at all? And then I had a thought. I'm not really sure how invested I am in this at this present moment in time, but it is definitely a thought I had. And the thought is that maybe the clear ones are the ones that are dead. We know that All Might is dying, or like his lifespan is coming to an end soon, or supposed to be anyway, and maybe that's why he's blurred. So that got me thinking that the two that you can't see at all, maybe they are still alive. And now again, looking at the image of the the one for all cast, the images that we do see of the clear ones, they have all seemed to have died fairly young. So that kind of supports the vision I'm going with here, that maybe the two that we haven't seen are still alive. And now, if they are still alive, what purpose could they have? And now again, this is only just a thought, and I don't really think this is going to happen. But if they are still alive in present day, they probably are fairly old. And now, a way to bring them into the series would be to sadly kill off All Might. And now I could see this happening again. Not highly likely to happen, but I could see it happen. And All Might die for Deku. I definitely think that is something All Might would do. And now with All Might dead, there would be no one to give Deku advice on how to advance his quirk further, unless he found someone else who had said quirk, hence leaving these two alive. Even just one of them would do the trick. But how would he find out about them? Gran Torino. Gran Torino, whatever his name is, you know what I'm talking about. If there was someone who had this quirk previously and was still alive, it is definitely him that would know about it, be able to give a location, or proximity, and that would lead Deku to seeking them out, and they would possibly be a better teacher than All Might because they would have that teaching experience from beforehand when they passed it on. Also, just being an older, wiser person, they may have had time to more think about the quirk and think, okay, this is what I could have done different to teach better. Again, these are all thoughts and nothing really concrete, just some thoughts that I've had. So at the end of the chapter, we get to find out that there's going to be some combat training, Class A versus Class B, that could be fairly interesting. Matches up could be fairly interesting. I didn't know at this time, but before that, we find out that there has been some costume changes. We don't really get into much detail about the costume changes and how they affect their hero, except for Bakugo, whose suit will now help him sweat more, therefore more firepower to come. Also during that time, there was some more teasing of your gravity like in Deku, which is fine, I guess. But I did come to realize that it does seem to be fairly one-sided, and we never ever really see anything from Deku's perspective. But hey ho. So the last thing I want to talk about is Shinzo's transfer. So we found out that he's transferring into the hero department, and I think he's going to be going into Class B. Reason why I say that he's not going into Class A is simply because we've got so much character. Class A is the main class. We've got so much characters within Class A that still could use some further development. So I don't think that the mangaka of this series will throw in another one where he's still got to flesh out so much more. So this way, Shinzo can be somewhat of a main character, but not the you'd be a secondary character because we've got the main class, we've got the secondary class, which is Class B, so he can become a secondary character. And the reason why I think the mangaka would do this is simply because to show that progression is a thing within the series without just saying it. Actions speak louder than words, and I think that Shinzo will play a somewhat important role within this next arc before fizzling back into the background. So that's everything I've got to say about this chapter. I'm gonna give it a 3-star rating. Like always, guys, I'm asking for your thoughts and opinions. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. But most importantly, take care. Have a nice day.